Howdy, y'all! Taheka here, and welcome to another adventure. We are picking up exactly where we left off, which is, we are leaving the moon. Finally. I say finally like it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I love the moon. This place was amazing. Now if you could just take these cute little Laports and put them in Labyrinthos, most perfect area in the game that's ever been created. So last we found out, last we were here, we discovered that the moon is an ark. Not only was a prison for Zodiac, and the Laports were preparing it for us, and apparently they were preparing it incorrectly. I wouldn't say incorrectly, they're preparing it for like someone like the Watcher and not like us. So they were very concerned because we were telling them we're still going to try to avert the final days, so we might not need this ark anyway, and they were very concerned that all their hard work would be for naught or we would screw something up. So they tried to trap us here. Me, Ishtola, and Thancred, and then they tried to basically take Urianger because they wanted him to kind of be like their messenger, so to speak, sort of. They wanted him to go back down to Aetheris. Where's Aetheris? They wanted them to go back down to Aetheris, which is Planet Hyland, to start getting these people to board the Ark. Because Zodiac is dead, so the final days are coming. There's no doubt about it. We want to try to, of course, avert the final days, because if the source falls, so do its reflections, which includes the First and Reen and Friends. We don't want Reen and Friends going away. Stay with me, Alexander. So we are still going to do everything in our power to prevent the final days from destroying the world. But Urianger, knowing the determination of the Laports and the importance of having the Ark in case something goes wrong, will be staying behind on the moon to help them prepare, because they need basically like an emissary to help discuss with the benefactors down back on the planet, who are the Sharlians, the Forum, and to basically just get this place prepared for people, because they've been doing this for thousands of years trying to get this place prepared, and it is very impressive, but it is not what the citizens of Aetheris will be used to, so Urianger is going to try to help them update and change things. So now we're going to go back down to the planet, talk to the twins, tell them, hey, we know about the secret of the Forum, and I'm assuming we're going to be going to Sharlian next. Let's find out. With the Laports in Urianger's capable hands, we needn't worry about the affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let us return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared. I just realized I got a new weapon coffer. 533 level 84. I think I'm wearing that already. 533 level 84. Yep, okay. To the nether gate. Excuse me. Still got his snuffy nose. How terrible is that? Ooh. Like I'm gonna have a feeling when I come back and like literally hell's gonna be breaking loose. I'm coming home. That was a little anticlimactic. God, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. But we'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thorough detailed report to Lucia. I'd very much like to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where or in what manner the final days will begin to manifest, so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be sent into a panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility needs to be told as much. Only bears repeat. First things first, to Camp Broken Glass. To Camp Broken Glass. I am lazy. We're just gonna warp to Camp Broken Glass. Let's go. Not wearing my jacket though. We're gonna freeze. I like this outfit. It looks very good. We will just freeze. Hello, Camp Broken Glass. We're back from the moon. Where is my food? Lucia. Boy, do I have stories to tell you, woman. Whew! Stories. It's good to see you all again. Know the worst of your lunar adventure, I hope. We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? Sure. We succeeded in subduing the Tempered inside the Tower of Babel. We took many alive, but combined with those who are already in our custody, the numbers required care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, so we have petitioned to the aid of allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow Scions, we endeavored to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? No. Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until the patients have recovered. Ulysses is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphino and Alisae's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. That's my kitties, my little kids. In light of recent development, have the Alliance leaders come to any decision regarding Garlemald? No. Given the tremendous ramification of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as you experienced in Thavnir. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the Beast Tribes have received instructions on the magics needed to cure tempering. Master Matoria is no doubt thrilled the Mother Porksy afforded her so much visitors. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer tempered has been completed. Good, they get to go home. Lucy and I will remain with a small force to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Emperor may be no more, but there is yet those who call these lands home. They're going to try to rebuild. I believe that counts for recent events here, so what of the moon and the Telophorite? Well, the moon is a giant arc. I accidentally defeated Zodiac. There's cute little bunny people Urian just stay behind. And that's that. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't get to see cute little bunny people. In the final days, gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course, I will send word forthwith. We also release your fellow Scions from their present duties, that they may return to Charlian. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow Scions, you'll be happy to hear that Miss Kryl, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldessian Annex and given into Tartarus' care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Yep, I thought so. We are going straight to Charlian. Let's be on our way then. We are going straight to Charlian. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiac, you said Xenos took his leave, and all likelihood he returned here to Garlemald. I have in mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If they find him, they would not likely live to tell the tale. If you're expecting a trail of destruction to follow, you won't find one. An admirable but futile endeavor. No, not the third one. He's not going to leave a trail of destruction. He's only going to prepare himself to fighting us. That trail of destruction thing was only to tick us off. No, but if they found him, they would likely not live to tell the tale. Don't send anyone. I suppose you're right. To dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be to send them to their death. That is true. Pray forget I entertain the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and his continued uses serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared Xenos Viator Galvis, outcast and enemy of Garlemald. So he's not Xenos. What was it before? Xenos von Galvis? It was the Emperor title before, and now it's Viator, which is like traitor. He's a traitor. Van Daniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's not but his bloodlust to keep him company. Better that than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage to Charlian. So, was it Xenos von Galvis? What was his name before? I don't remember. Let's go back home. Old Charlian. Xenos Galvis? What was his name before? Well, whatever it was, it's over now. He's a traitor to the people. Oh, that's bananas. I love the music here. So chill. Hi, Crow. Welcome back to Heiko. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Hyland called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered, my body floating through the light stream towards Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of ether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh, for it was at that moment I understood Raha's weariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this, though. Though we presented Zodiark from being unleashed upon the world, I am curious to know what else took place on the moon. I killed him. Perhaps we should wait for the others to join before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they have arrived. Main hall. Why is the music here so good? I will save all of you. At least I will try my best to. Let's go. I'm level 86 now. I should probably go to the Mario port again and look for more equipment. Probably be a good idea. I got, what, 6 million gil? Hopefully that's enough to cover the cost. Okay, people. Lots of things happened. Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you're quite busy. Will Urianger be joining us? No, he decided to stay behind on the moon. Duty keeps him worried, I'm afraid, though Tahika can explain why better than I. Yeah, because I don't think he likes the Laborats. Okay, so there are these cute little bunny people that are up on the moon, creating an arc for us in case things go south, which things are going south, and they built things kind of incorrectly, so Urianger is staying behind in order to make sure everything is okie dokie McDokie. The final days as befell Amaranth. And we are to escape via the moon. What are the source and its reflections? I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case at the time of Amaranth, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiark, sacrificing half of the star's population to do so. But it should go without saying that such a sacrifice must not and cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amaranth teams could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lamentorum. There is still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amaranthines' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallels with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum then, having worked with the Laportes in secret all this time. There is surely more they can tell us. Uh-oh. Forgive the interruption, but I have urgent news! The Forum is holding public assembly at the plaza outside, some sort of announcement! What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out. Are they announcing the end of the world and to evacuate to the moon? The Laportes? Because we just visited them and we've already talked to them. We talked to your bosses. We talked to the manager. We Karen'd you. Sorry.
Order, order, I say. I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star.
He's gonna tell them the world's ending.
Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Talopheroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The End-Bearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
He's gonna start a panic.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
So now they can talk about it. They can finally talk about their deed.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well.
He's gonna tell them about how they have to usher to the moon. Excuse me.
270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself.
They found Hydaelyn.
She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
That's why they started putting all the money into all that research and
Reveal
stuff.
this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
Jeez.
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus.
So they're definitely not going to
For
help
his
us.
impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation.
Now, is he going to be picky and like only pick certain people? Be like, oh yeah, you were devoted to.
The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be.
Are they only going to say Sharlayan?
It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Are they only going to bring Charlayans aboard?
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
But we spoke to the Laportes. We're going to try to save the world. We spoke to the Laportes. We're going to try to save everyone.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work.
He was determined
If
to
that
save them.
great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
He put his life into his work because he knew the star was going to die and he wanted to save his children. That's why he threw himself into his work. Take your time. Their father
Thank you.
knew.
I shan't be long.
Their father knew and wanted to protect his kids, so he threw himself into his work.
if it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
But Daddy, we know your secrets.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
No.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
You're still a jerk, even with the spell removed. Jeez.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love.
Look at Alamigo.
Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done, that we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
What are you gonna say?
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
What a jerk. The secret is out. You're not under the spell anymore. You don't have to be a turdmonger. How rude.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action, and there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
So how do we save the
And
star?
if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Yeah, I have been quite busy.
Shall we then? To the annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
If tomorrow ever comes. Tomorrow will come. Tomorrow will come. Tomorrow will come? So, okay. So, Papa 11-year got so engrossed in his work because of the promise made and secret kept with the Forum. He wanted to shepherd his children to the moon to protect them, but now they don't want his protection. They want to try to save the planet. Oh, yes. I'd like to sleep, please. Crowell tells me the Forum made a rather momentous announcement, so there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Val. The realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret. Why me, I ask myself, why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here and we'll get through this together, and who knows, maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for such. But enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. Probably gonna be another cutscene. That was a good picture. Heidelin? What's up with Heidelin? She's acting very strange right now. Visitors come knocking to your door. Whoever could it be? Halfno, Alizé, Thancred, Ishtola, Graha, or Estinian? Halfno? Alfie's been with me since the beginning. Hi, Alfie.
I hope I didn't wake you.
You've been through a lot. Hey, you're good.
I pray you will forgive the unannounced visit, but I wish to speak with you before retiring for the night.
Okay. Come on in. Okay, don't come in.
About Garlemald, and the time we spent with the people of Tertium. Dangerous though it was, I'm glad we had the opportunity to treat with Euless and Quintus. I was worried what might happen after we were collared. If they attempted to restrain you too. If they succeeded. Once more, I put you in harm's way. And for that, I must apologize.
You never have to apologize to me, little Alfie. I apologize to you for putting you in harm's way.
Or rather, I should thank you for trusting in me time and time again. After all our journeys together, I dare say I've used every expression imaginable to convey to you my gratitude. Nevertheless, I hope these words of mine still carry some small weight.
I do.
Tomorrow, our fight continues. Mayhap it would have been better to seek you out after we have true cause for celebration.
No, it's okay.
But having mustered the courage to stand up to Father and achieve a personal victory of sorts, I wanted to carry on in that spirit before my nerves got the better of me. The hour grows late, and you doubtless tire of my ramblings. I have a letter for Orenvold to finish, but we'll be off to bed shortly. Sleep well.
You too, Alfie. To think he's been in our adventure since literally the beginning when we were choosing our grand company to join. He's been there since the very beginning. I had to choose him. It was either him or Graha. I saw the final days. And Highland is saying some weird stuff now. A short while earlier in the Alamegan Quarter. Do the final days start in Alamigo?
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsebar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true? They brought back tempered Garlean soldiers.
Oh no.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
Good, because it'll start a riot.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Oh no. He's probably gonna try to attack them in Alagana. What's up with that guy? Meanwhile, in Ishgard. Oh no! Are there one of these people in like every one of the city-states? Oh no!
Another day, another commission of paramount importance.
Oh, Aaronville, don't get in trouble. Don't get in any trouble.
Oh, what have we here?
He's not himself. I think he's possessed. He's not himself. Oh, Aaronville, be careful.
Hey, are you all right?
What is going on?
Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more. The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. And yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
Because it is. It's the end of days. So these guys that are like dark, glowing, whatever, they seem to be in every city-state. Oh no. He's starting in Rods at Han. Oh no, the ether is leaving the area, the celestial ether. Oh, the celestial ether is leaving the area. Okay, as much as I know I need to save the world, I think I need to do an equipment check. Sorry, Tartaru, give me a minute. Back to the annex. you have these glowing people who are all over the city-states right now. And it looks like Razat Han is going to be the first place to be hit. Gonna eat one more thing of food? Okay, here we go. Oh gosh. Razat Han is about to burn. Skies of... Oh no! Okay, let's go. Oh, take it. I was just about to call for you. I'm afraid we received another call for assistance. This comes from Razat Han. The others have assembled the main hall to discuss the situation. We must join them at once. The final days are upon us. The skies are raining fire. This is it. The end of days. Ah, there you are. Yes. Our worst fears have come to pass, but moments ago we received grim tidings from our contact in Razat Han. Vile beasts have appeared out of nowhere, claiming one victim after the next. What's more, they say the sky burns above them. It's the end of days. It's here. Good gods, are the final days already upon us? It would appear so. Sadly, that is all the information we have at present. No doubt the people of Razat Han are busy fighting for their lives. We must go at once. They need our help. Yes, we shall go. Agreed, Crowl. You'd best remain here with Totoro and gather what knowledge you can. You are in no condition for a long journey, I imagine. No, she's not. After that possession with Hydaelyn, I doubt it. Very well. Similar phenomenon has been observed elsewhere, and so we must know more about it at once. Oh dear. Be safe out there, yes? Let us make for Yedamad. We must prepare ourselves for what might lie ahead. I can read. Okay, so it's the end of days. This is it. Journey to the Avenue. We go, my friends. To the Avenue! Oh, are the skies gonna be red? Oh, it just goes right into
Lo, vile beasts did rise.
Hi, Emmett. Oh my god, it is. Oh no. This is it. It's the end of times.
Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash. Sun scorches earth and boils seas.
What are these monsters?
And our sins ascend unto the heavens. 3 dooms to unmake all we were.
Oh my god, I've ended the world. It's the end of the world.
The sky burns. The final days are truly upon us.
My friends, I trust you have heard the news.
Yes.
We have. What can you tell us of the situation, Your Excellency?
Last night, the isle was rocked by tremors, and the earth itself cried out.
That's exactly what happened in Amaranth.
Aloft, the heavens began to burn. From all about, unholy beasts, the likes of which we had never seen, came forth in fury and rage. No. To say they came forth would be inexact.
They disappeared?
The people of Razat Han themselves transformed into these baleful fiends.
Oh no, these monsters are the citizens of the country. So instead of creation magic's creating them,
the
it's
phenomenon
us.
was observed throughout our lands, the first creature, the largest and most dreadful of the lot, wrought havoc upon us here in our fair city. Though they bear superficial resemblance to divinities of legend, they are ungodly abominations. The people decry them as blasphemies, The Large One's rampage has since taken it to the northern reaches of the island. I mean to dispatch our Radiant host in an attempt to quell the threat.
And what of Vritra?
Yeah, where is he?
Vitra too makes for the north of his own accord, and yet he knows the blasphemy and its minions were but yesterday his beloved people.
He doesn't want to fight them.
I pray his boundless compassion and mercy does not deter him from taking unenviable but necessary action.
Oh no. We'll take the
Understood.
action for him.
I ask that you allow us to aid you in quelling this threat.
Yes.
You would risk your lives to help us yet
Yes.
again? I have no words to express my gratitude.
None needed. We just need to stop the end of the
Our
world.
regiments approach the north from several directions, with a number of units set to depart from the docks of Yedlimat. They will make landfall in an area of dense jungle, where one can expect to encounter dangers even beyond the fell beasts we hunt. I leave you to your preparation. You will find me at the docks when you are ready to depart.
I think I got another dungeon. It's the end of days. We'll fight this, Alice.
We're as prepared as we'll ever be. Let's go.
Feels like another dungeon. It's the end of days. What have I started? I started the end of days when I killed Zodiark. Ah! So because we don't have creation magics, we were wondering how is this going to happen this time if we don't have creation magic? Because back in Amarat, when all hell broke loose, when the sky burned and the ground trembled, the creation magics went out of control and created these monsters. Because we don't have creation magics, it looks like what's happening instead is, again, when the skies burned and the ground trembled, people turned into these monsters. Now the question is, why are they turning into these monsters? Emet-Selch said in Amarat it was because they were the monsters created from fear in their minds, but what if it isn't? What if these monsters are from something else? Because they look identical to the ones that we defeated in Amarat. At least in Amarat they were created and they weren't people. I think that was your thing to prepare. I've already prepared. I got my equipment on. I've got my food on. Everyone has assembled. Yes, I thank you for lending us your aid in our battle against blasphemy. Let's review our plan of attack. I would have you board the boat and circle around to the north side of the island. Here you will find a dense jungle we call Vanaspati. It is a sacred wood, home to many temples and a number of villages. Vitra and the Radiant hosts have gone there ahead of us. I ask that you join them and do all in your power to destroy this blasphemy. Yes, sir. It's gotta be a dungeon. This has gotta be a dungeon. Yep, Vanaspati. Not accessible. Oh my god, we started the end of the world. This is the end of the world! Okay, what have we done? Okay. Can I even get into the dungeon? Form a small party. I level 510, level 85. I'm level 86 with an I level 537. Yeah, we got this. Okay. Great music. Oh my god, music. We're gonna stop here for now because next is gonna be a dungeon. But yeah, so I'm wondering, so the end of the world starts in Radzat-Han, and then in Ishgard and in Alamigo, both all the way over in Eorzea, there was those two guys that were like emanating that weird smoke cloud thing from their bodies, and one of them was kind of like zombified almost. I'm wondering if they're like siphoning the celestial ether, which pulls it away from Radzat-Han. You're really tall. Can you like not stare at me all creepy? Oh, he's still staring at me. Okay, at least it doesn't feel as creepy here. What did you say? Yeah, so you had those people. Maybe they were like siphoning the celestial ether and pulling it away from Radzat-Han. But then the question becomes, how come when you lose ether, celestial ether, it causes a problem. What if the celestial ether around the planet itself is kind of like a shield, you know? So kind of like our ozone, I guess, that it protects us, it protects the planet, and once it's being siphoned away and makes it weaker, oh wow, that music. And once it makes it weaker, that gives the ability for whatever is happening now to happen. And that's why the skies burn, the earth trembles, and monsters are created. What if it's like a dimensional thing? Like what if you know, we have like our planet Hydaelyn, right? Aetheris, and you know, we have this nice protective shield above us, but once some of the ether starts to break, see, it makes that little hole there, and then through that hole, like another dimensional being or something is trying to come through and breaking through that hole, and that's what causes this final day thing. Because literally all hell breaks loose. And what if that's what happened in Amaranth? So when Amaranth, you know, was all protected and nice and safe, they had one little crack in the armor. That one little crack in the armor there then broke way more and more, and then it broke, and that's when the world was ending. And when they summoned Zodiac, all Zodiac did was just put that celestial ether all over the planet again. So everything under the planet was destroyed, and they had to summon him again to save it. But that shield was put back together. What if us, by killing Zodiac, we broke the shield, and something from the outside is trying to get in? Maybe that's what the end of days is. Maybe that, because no one ever realized the initial cause of the final days. What if? We'll find out later. We'll find out later. For now, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna run a dungeon. We're gonna do it for the next video. So until next time, thanks for watching. Bye!